Hey, welcome to another episode of Thoughts of Rambling Mind. Y'all know I don't make videos unless I'm inspired to do so. So it's been a long time since I made a video. Today's video is going to be about, it's actually another sad video, saying rest in peace to what I call a street legend, right? Now, this dude has played every part of the streets, right? Been a kingpin drug dealer, self-admitted and convicted murderer, and a police informant. His name, ALPO Martinez from Harlem, New York. If you're not familiar with ALPO, you don't know the name. I don't know how, unless you're not familiar with true street black history. ALPO was immortalized in the film Paid in Full by Cameron, a rapper from Harlem. And he was a sensational, flashy character. He was a legend. As far as the original kingpins, one of the original kingpins of New York City. His name has held a lot of weight, and his story and um, his legacy carried throughout the city, and all of the youth in the city were familiar, especially if you're on the street side. So um, he's a great man in many ways, and in many ways he was a terrible individual, as most of us are conflicted in that kind of way. I like to talk about the fact that in his death, I see people celebrating the death of an informant. And although giving information to the police does taint and tarnish that street legacy, it almost erases it. Um, I agree that once somebody becomes an informant, their accolades from the street can no longer be acknowledged, right? However, my problem with the way he's being portrayed in death is that he wasn't portrayed like that in life. In life, when he came back to Harlem, he was received with the same love and respect that he had when he left, even more, because he had legendary status. Now, it's sad because when I think about it, right, I think about how Martin Luther King wouldn't have made it in this time. And, am I comparing Alpo to Martin Luther King? Yes and no, right? What I mean by that is I mean that Alpo was an informant. And when he came home, he wasn't treated as that. He was treated, his legendary status was acknowledged, and his legendary status was given to him. And he was, from what it seemed, given a, a pass or given respite from the snitching thing, right? Everyone kind of forgave it and forgot about it. And he was honored and revered as a legend. And I think he deserved to be honored as, even with the informant thing. The problem that I have is that they celebrated him as a murderer, drug dealing informant. And then they killed him probably over a couple dollars or a little bit of pride. They killed what they considered to be a legend over something I'm sure that wasn't legendary. That's why I say a person like Martin Luther King wouldn't have made it in this time. I will say that anyone that is ridiculing this man in death is a coward, with the exception of people like Funkmaster Flex, who I personally never like or agree with most of what he says. But Funk Flex in life got on the radio and said loud to the walls for everyone to hear, Alpo is a snitch. And he's the only person I've heard say it. Oh, and My Son, the general. My Son and Funk Flex. But those are the only two people that I heard say it, right? And so anyone else talking that snitch shit now, you're a coward. Because not only was he a snitch, but he was also a certified killer and a certified celebrity. So either you were afraid of what would happen, the consequences, if you would speak to this man in any disrespectful fashion or speak about this man in any disrespectful fashion, or you were you were leaving the option over that his fame and accolades could somehow spill over into you and benefit you. So I call you a coward. He has a son. I've heard that there were multiple children, but I don't have any affirmation of that. But he definitely has a son by the name of Paparazzi Poe. He's a street rapper as well. My condolences go out to him and all of the loved ones of this legend. Because I don't know what it would be like to lose a father, especially one as notorious as this guy. You know, my father wasn't a street guy, but I looked up to him like he was Superman, indestructible, invincible. I saw my father beat up a couple people in my life. And when I say a couple, I mean two. I saw my father fight twice. He beat those people up handily. You couldn't tell me nothing about my dad. I couldn't imagine what you must think about your father when the whole neighborhood fears him. I couldn't imagine what you must think about your father when the whole world tells his story. And to have him spend a good part of your lifetime away in prison and then to come home and be slayed in a short amount of time, I'm sure that must be a pain and a disappointment that most people can't understand. So my condolences and my sincere sorrow goes out to Paparazzi Poe and anyone else that went on this journey with this man. I know for sure his son went on this journey with him, and anyone else that went on this journey with him and now feels like that journey fell short. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for anyone that he was feeding that now has to figure out a new reality. Um, and I'm sorry for the black community. Not because we needed an individual like ALPO in it. We don't. He wasn't a positive individual in the way he lived his life. He wasn't a positive individual in the way he took lives. And he wasn't a positive individual in the way he died. But black people as a culture, we need our Bible. We need our gods. We need our celebrities. We need our stars. We need our idols. And he was definitely one of them. And whenever a people lose an idol, you lose a part of what makes you a people. And Alpo Martinez is definitely a large part of what makes us a people. Who he is, how he lived his life, what he represented, his story, his associates. It's all a large part of what it is to be a black person. And without his life, the black community, the African American community, would have been affected. And that in itself is a testament to how great of a man he is. To know that his life had a direct effect on the course of African American culture from that point on. So rest in peace to Alpo Martinez, a great man, a great legend, and also a police informant. Can't leave that out. That's the asterisk on your name. So to the street guys out there, if you don't want to die with an asterisk, you know what's up. Have a good one. Till the next episode, Thoughts of a Rambling Mind. And I'm out.